because you're better than everybody else. Come on, indulge. It's okay. Arrogance, the new fragrance by Hottie on a High Horse, because you're worth it.
Wow, those guys were super arrogant.
Yeah, mostly the girl. The guy was okay, but that girl sure was arrogant. You know, in our industry, the goal really should be to build bridges and not to burn them. And here's what I mean. When we were open to network marketing, our eyes were opened and the scales fell off, man, we just had a whole new vision. And it was so frustrating when people didn't see what we see. And we would sometimes start to get snarky and aggressive, and people would feel like we're better than they are. At least that's the impression that we gave. And we ended up looking like the hottie on the high horse, which is one of the chapters from our book, Don't Be That Guy in Network Marketing.
Yeah, so do you remember when we would speak in front of the room and we used to essentially put down people that had jobs? We used terms like J.O.B, just over broke, or J.O.B, journey of the broke. And then we started to realize that people really didn't like that.
Yeah, they don't like that at all.
No, I mean, just think about it. How do you feel when people put down what you do? And I made the mistake of always assuming that people hated their jobs without even asking them first. So it's super important to not become the hottie on the high horse. And also, we get it. You know, we're there. The reason why it's dangerous and you could become callous to people that have the 9-to-5 is we become so passionate about freeing people in that time freedom. But we also need to honor people if they do love what they do.
Yeah, you know, we can get pretty defensive sometimes if people aren't on board with our product, our service, or our opportunity. So we wanted to give you 3 ways just to check yourself to make sure you're not the hottie on the high horse. Here's a good one. When you ask people what they do for a living, is your response a positive assumption or a negative one? So here's an example. If I asked, you know, a stranger or somebody that I met at a game, maybe your children's soccer game or something, and they said, well, I work at the burger place down the street, would your response be, oh man, that must be a hard job, huh? Those are tough hours? Or would it be, man, that must be a fun place to work, I bet you meet a lot of cool people? Because if you go with the positive assumption, their walls don't come up, and oftentimes they will give you the reasons why they don't like it. Hello, there's an open door to go ahead and talk about your opportunity. So that's the first point. The second point, and this is something I see on social media, we were talking about today. I have no problem with when they use jealousy marketing, you know, just like when they're out having fun and that inspires them to want to do that. So here's an example. They go, well, here's my view today, and they're outside working on their computer because it's a beautiful day. I'm all for that. I think that's cool. But when they say, here's my view today, what's your view today? I think that can sometimes give a negative connotation, and for some it's going to inspire, but for some it's also going to make them be turned off, like, oh, there they go again, just they're working their business, they're better than me. And again, we just want to create open opportunities and not close people down. So those were 2 points I wanted to make.
And here's the third one. You know, this is our experience. When we started really wanting to dive into personal development, there was people in our lives that didn't like the growth and they didn't understand it, and so they actually became cynical towards us. And we had to.
Do you mean height, or do you mean
not?
Okay.
No, I stopped growing since I was like 6 years old.
All right, just wanted to clarify.
But, you know, just striving to become a better person. And so there's going to be people in your life that your relationship is going to change because your priorities are going to change.
Yeah.
Now, there's a fine line there, too, that you want to make sure you're sensitive to is not alienating, you know, those contacts or those friends, but just gracefully spending less and less time with them, because you do need to create an environment for growth for yourself. You know, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with.
True.
So you need to be mindful of that, but you don't have to burn those bridges and say, well, you know, I'm on a journey to success and you're holding me back, so we can't hang out anymore. And the reason why you always want to keep those doors open is as as people see your growth and your commitment to your business, the people that are naysayers in your life will one day look at themselves and finally realize that they need to do something too. So if you're gracefully keeping that door open, you leave them an opportunity to get with you when the timing is right for them. But if you alienate them, you just never have that open door. Alienation always closes the door.
That's right. So tag a hottie on a high horse that I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, but if you think this is a valid topic, share it with your community. Share it with your team. I'd love to hear your feedback. Post some comments, questions. Let's get a buzz going. And, I think we could all do a better job of elevating the profession. We could all extend more grace and just love people no matter what. And they're going to be turned around by our infectious positive attitude and how we just love what we're doing, because most people hate what they're doing. They may not always admit it. They may not be satisfied, but you don't want to burn that bridge. So we thank you for tuning in. That's our show for today. God bless you guys, and
cheers to your freedom.